All right, good afternoon, traders. Today is January 2nd, 2025. This is the market wrap-up or the trade review. My name is John Kerrigan. I moderate the BYOB Trading Room. Way to go, Chip. Love it. 45%. Love it. This is the trade review market wrap-up. Let's take a look at some charts. First chart we'll look at is SPY. So SPY on the 10-minute. Got a 10-minute uptrend coming into the close. Got a 2-hour downtrend coming into the close. Daily chart. We made a lower low right here, so we have a daily downtrend coming into the close. Still got an open gap down here. They'll probably fill that sometime tonight or maybe tomorrow. So there's SPY on the daily chart. For the trades in review, let's take a look. We had a few trades this morning. We did a game plan. Let's see if we get the game plan to come up. And here's our game plan for today. All right, so price underneath. All right, price underneath 585.15, bearish entry. Red erases green. We also had another one right underneath this pre-morning consolidation right there. They broke out. And coming down below that, we're looking forward to fill gap. All right, so we had two trades. So here is morning right there. And you can see on the morning chart, on the 10-minute, on the 5-minute. Okay, so here's the morning. Right underneath this base, we took a trade to come down here and fill gap. They got close, but they missed. Made about $766 on that trade. Okay, then price came in, kind of waffled around, bounced off of yesterday's close, but it didn't quite hit yesterday's close, so that meant it was kind of bullish. They got up here, failed to make a higher high right up there. Notice there's the overnight high, failed to make a higher high. From there, they came all the way back and completed the gap fill for SPY. That was a bullish gap. All right, and the bears failed to fill it the first time, nailed it the second time. And then from there, we rolled over, made a equal high right there, and then we took out 585.15 right through here. And that was my game plan entry, and we took that, rode that down, made a lot of profits through that. Made $1,760 on 10 contracts within 15 minutes, all right, trading this section right down through here, okay, as well as some put spreads on top of that. So there's SPY on the 5-minute, and we made pretty good money on that following the game plan right there. Price underneath 585.15, traded it right into about 580 right there. Then they consolidated and bounced right off of this area back to VWAP. So I'm expecting them to kind of roll over, start headed back down towards 575. We'll see what happens. All right. So that's what happened in SPY. Let's take a look at QQQ. All right, QQQ on the daily chart. Guess what? They made a lower low right here. Pick it up on this one. So QQQ made a lower low. So that puts them in a downtrend now. All right. They were up here on New Year's Eve. Now they're in a downtrend. They took out this low right here. Made a lower low. So QQQ now in a daily downtrend. Now, if they happen to take out this high, they will negate the downtrend and convert it to an uptrend. So you just got to take out that high. That's all. It's a long ways to go, though. We'll see what they can do. This is QQQQ. All right, in a daily downtrend. All right, let's take a look at price action for FNGU. All right, so here's FNGU. They got a low right here. They made a lower low. That puts them also in a daily downtrend. That puts all of the Fab 5 in daily downtrends. Okay, price action making a lower low. All right, so FNGU now in a daily downtrend. Okay, let's take a look at IWM. All right, IWM putting in an outside day. It's higher high, lower low closing. Underneath a bearish trap, underneath a falling 17. Stuck up here at the midpoint, trying to find some strength. Looking like a big bear flag hockey stick right there. Let's take a look at Diamond Dow. Diamond Dow doing the same thing. Outside day, okay? Also in a bear flag hockey stick right there. Not quite as bad as IWM. Notice price action here is above the midpoint, but still in a downtrend, but still got room to move, all right? So not closing in the upper third, not closing up here, just closing over the midpoint here on some minor support here. That would be all of this brick right through here. All right, so there's Diamond Dow. Let's take a look at our technicals, T2122. We went around the world today almost, okay? So price action right up here, ripped from the open all the way through the midpoint, straight into the buy zone, made a higher high after making a higher low, came back, made a higher low here, made a lower high, and then we find ourselves back into the sell zone down here on T2122. So we wound up a lot worse off than where we left off on New Year's Eve. So there's T2122, T2123, price action for the 15-minute chart. This is the second right here. Green from the beginning of the day. There's that rally, all right? And then from there, just a sell-off right there, right down into prior all-time high right there, okay? So price action, maybe a double bottom, maybe they bounce after tagging this twice. They are kind of lingering down here. I don't know if they want to spike it and go a little bit further. T2123 3-bar, if you notice on the 15-minute chart, price is well underneath a falling 200 SMA there. So need some get up and go here for T2123. Not sure if they got it in them. They haven't seemed to have any get up and go for the last 2 weeks right there. Nothing but selling off. All right, so on the 3-bar chart, which is right here, price action, you can see 3 more green candle days right here. 3 more red candle balls. Price caught underneath this falling 17, and we have a flat 200 SMA right up there on the 3-bar chart. Price action, again, it's the same product, dealing with the prior all-time high support area right there. FNGU, price action for FNGU, had a little rally, all right, and then couldn't make that higher high. From there, it made a lower low, all right, and then still failed to make the higher high right here. Chances are we're coming down a little bit lower, all right, because just failed to make the higher high. That's it. FNGU in a downtrend on the daily chart now. Let's take a look at some technical, some sectors. We'll start off with silver and gold, precious metals. Silver in a downtrend. Today's candle, higher high, higher low, closing over a bearish trap underneath the falling 17. Silver in a downtrend right down here in quadrant 2, and just trying, not bullish at all, just very bearish right here. Got a head and shoulders showing up. Notice the neckline got broken, and then price action coming down here to extend maybe the right arm as long as the left arm. We'll see. So silver in a daily downtrend. Gold, same thing, in a daily downtrend. Price action for gold, higher high, higher low. They could negate this downtrend if they take out that high. Not sure they got it in them. Here they are tagging the all-time high anchored VWAP today. All right, they'd have to get up here and hold the ground. Right now, they're in the upper third. That is bullish. All right, but still in a daily downtrend. There's gold. Let's take a look at USO, UNG. UNG in an uptrend. Price action, higher low, higher high. Closing over a bullish trap over the rising 17 up here in quadrant 3. So this is a brand new look for UNG. They haven't seen this in a long time. Let's take a look at USO. USO also in an uptrend, creating higher lows and higher highs. And here's a higher high right up there. Price action, higher low, higher high, closing over the bullish trap over rising 17 EMA. That's USO in a daily uptrend, UNG in a daily uptrend. Gold and silver, both in daily downtrends. SMH also in a downtrend. They made a lower low right here. Price action in a downtrend, not moving down, but not moving up. Just furthermore consolidation on top of this all-time high anchored VWAP. XLK, technical sector, technology sector, lower high, lower low, closing underneath a bearish trap, underneath 17, underneath the all-time high anchored VWAP, up here in quadrant 4. Still kind of neutral bullish right here. Just not been moving up, not been moving down. Now they did tackle that all-time high 3, 4 times here last couple of weeks since December. So this was, the all-time high was made on December 6th. You can see they tackled it again on the 16th. Then they did it again on the 18th. Tried it one more time on the 26th. But other than that, no cigar for XLK, the technology sector. But consolidating up here in quadrant 4, that is bullish. Let's take a look at XLF. All right, here's our financials. They're in an uptrend, surprisingly, but definitely not moving up. Okay, if they take out these lows down here, they will negate the uptrend and convert the downtrend. Price action for today, outside day, a lot of outside days. Higher high, lower low, closing underneath a bearish trap, underneath the falling 17 and the all-time high anchored VWAP. Closing in quadrant 3, not in the upper third though. Just trying to struggling to stay bullish. Still holding on to that uptrend. Got a big gap here that could get filled any day now. All right, 46.76. Got a lower high. Will they run it down there and finally fill the gap and bounce off of this prior anchored VWAP right there? That's not an all-time high anchored VWAP. That's just a rally up right there. That's where price reversed and started going back up. So there's XLF. Still in an uptrend. Let's take a look at XLI and XLU in downtrends. Price action just kind of flirting with the midpoint here, struggling to get going, having a hard time just making it through the bearish trap, caught underneath the falling 17. XLI and XLU both in daily downtrends. Take a look at XLU. All right, XLU looking to find a little bit more bullishness than XLI. Probably news of a recession coming. We'll see. All right, that's what I hear on the news. I don't know if that's part of it or not, but price action flirting with this midpoint right here in a downtrend because they took out that low. So still nice work for XLU closing over the bearish trap right there. Finally, XLI couldn't get that done. XLU could, but still underneath the falling 17 and the all-time high anchored VWAP up there. Let's take a look at XRT. That's our retail sector. We're getting consolidation under prior consolidation. So that's bearish, and we're kind of showing now a head and shoulders. This being the head, right shoulder, left shoulder. So I don't know where XRT goes. All right, they were looking really good in the middle of November all the way through halfway through December, and then we had a little sell-off, and they just never recovered. But they are trying to hold. They're trying to hold this up a third, but really no cigar here. Okay, they're just struggling with it. Maybe they're waiting for this uptrend line to catch up to them. We'll see what happens. So there's XRT in an uptrend right now. Still in an uptrend. Well, they made a lower low. Well, it's not really making a high yet. It's close to being a downtrend, making these lows here. Just really it's a pullback right there. Okay, so XRT kind of in a pullback. You could call it a downtrend because here's a low underneath the 17, and here's a lower low underneath the 17. But they really didn't put in much of a peak in there other than this right here. So not quite, just still in a move back right there. So still in an uptrend, but not a very convincing uptrend at that. IYT, transports, just looking horrible. Not again. Wow, crazy day for, I think that's a bad tick. So really they closed at 67.31. Let's go over to the daily chart, 67.31, which is right about here. So outside day for IYT, higher high, lower low, closing underneath the bearish trap or in the bearish trap, underneath the falling 17, underneath the falling anchored VWAP, in a downtrend because they beat this low, and they're even lower than this low, and they're closing down here in quadrant 2. Nothing bullish about that. Not quite bearish yet, but let me just say it's not moving up, so it's kind of neutral right here on IYT. All right, so that's it for trades today. I will see you all tomorrow at 8 o'clock. We'll do it again. And we get another weekend off after tomorrow. Little options expiration tomorrow. And then here on the 9th, the markets are closed on the 9th in observance of Jimmy Carter's passing. So market's going to be closed on the 9th. So only another short week. So it'll be only Monday through Wednesday, and then skip a day, and then we're back on Friday, and then we get another weekend. So there's IYT. Nothing pretty about IYT right there. All right, traders, that's it. Everybody have a beautiful evening. I'll see you all tomorrow at 8 o'clock.